Hello, Marches of Chaos, it's about Tommy X Turk, and we're on another Final Fantasy segment, on another Final Fantasy 15 segment. And this is another fan theory as well. Just like every other fan theory I made beforehand. Now, before you go off and on a tangent say I'm the worst Final Fantasy YouTuber of all time, and, beat the shit out of me, you might want to listen to this theory. Because it might not sound crazy once you hear everything. Instead, just taking things out of context. Because, well, I'm kind of getting tired of the whole taking shit out of context on YouTube. So, anyways, without further ado, was Ardyn always evil? And no. As you can see when Ardyn tells you his true identity and the life story that came with that, Ardyn said this jealous king became a monster. This jealous king became a monster. Now, what could that possibly mean? What could that possibly mean? A lot of things have happened. Besides Ardyn being 3,000 years old, because how long Ardyn has lived, because the unwanted immortality of the Star Scourge, because Ifrit actually used him as a medium for the Star Scourge, because how powerful Ardyn is. Because remember, Ardyn went to seek out Ifrit. Now, what started him on this path is anyone's guess, but what started him out in this path was his brother betrayed him. After Ardyn became a healer, Ardyn Lucius Kylium, when he was a healer, he was beloved by the people. But he kept healing people and healing the Star Scourge out of him. So he's been soaking up all the demons from all his healings. As well as Ifrit used him to be the medium of the Star Scourge. Right after he was sent with, after his brother Izunia Lucius Kylium. after his brother Izunia Lucius Kylium saw the demons that were within him, he couldn't trust his brother, so he betrayed his younger brother, and Ardyn felt that betrayal. Now, time does turn you evil, but so does being betrayed by family members. If you get betrayed by family members, it messes with your mind psychologically. So, with all that stuff messed with his head, and then, living a long time with nothing but betrayal and mistrust. Ardyn took his first step of becoming evil when he couldn't ascend and he failed the test. He failed the test to become the King of Light. So, the first act he did after failing the test was kill his older brother, Lucius Kylium, in cold blood. Which, understandably so, because Izunia betrayed him. That's why he took the last name of the man that betrayed him. Because he wanted to carry on his hatred for Lucius Kylium. And ever since then, that's why he started wars between the Niflheim Empire and the Kingdom of Izunia. So, yes. Ardyn, then not only that, after Ardyn betrayed and killed his brother, Ardyn was betrayed by the people he tried to save. So, because of that, he gave himself wholeheartedly to Ifrit. Because Ifrit understood. That's why Ifrit took him under his wing. Ifrit was like, yeah, well, you know what? I told you, these people are fucked up. They don't care about you. They don't give a shit about you. That's what Ifrit told Ardyn. He's like, I told you, this is why fuck mankind. So they both had the mindset. And they both had the same goals. Create the Star Scourge. Except since Ardyn was more human-like, Ardyn is the one who did all the political stuff. All the stuff, all the wars between Niflheim and Izunia, because he wanted to get revenge on every Lucius Kylium. He was betrayed by his older brother, he was betrayed by the people that he tried to save, and he's had unwanted immortality, so he's lived 3,000 years, all fucked up in the head. And it would, all those times living, to think only people, being betrayed constantly by the people you save and your older brother. So, because of that, he lived his whole life, like Gladiolus said, spite is what's kept him alive all this time. Because his lust for revenge against the Lucius Caelium has caused him to go down this path. So, it's kind of like the whole sympathy for the devil type of thing. Not every person starts out evil. Evil is a learned behavior. Now, what caused Ardyn to actually do all this, again, betrayal from his older brother, Izunia, piece of shit, Izunia Lucius Caelium. Also, betrayal by the people he tried to save. And then the unwanted immortality of 3,000 years of living. This personal hell he's lived into for 3,000 years have turned him into what he is. Which why he carries the legacy of the Star Scourge. Yes, in technical terms, the Star Scourge should have been over after you defeat Ifrit, but Ifrit is the one who turned Ardyn into the Star Scourge. Whenever Ardyn lives, the Star Scourge lives. And that's why Ardyn was the perfect villain on the fact that there was only one way to actually get rid of Ardyn. And that was the end of the Lucius Caelium bloodline because of the rules of the ring. In order for Ardyn to stop existing, the ring had to be destroyed. Because the ring held all the powers of the Lucius Caelium household, as well as every member. And since Noctis was the last line in blood, if you remember in the Dawn trailer where King Regis was mourning over his son, holding his son tightly and crying really, really badly because he knew his son had to give up his life to stop Ardyn. That's why in the Omen trailer, Ardyn was talking to King Regis through the crystal, and King Regis is like, how many deaths is it going to have to take? How many deaths does it have to take to stop you from doing all this evil stuff to people? And then Ardyn was like, only one. And Regis instantly knew. Well, King Regis instantly knew it was the life of his son. That's why he looked out in the sky in disbelief, like, this can't be happening. This could, and understandably so. I mean, nobody wants to sacrifice their child. That's how come, I believe in Peasant's theory about, King Regis resetting timelines. That's why there's so many different alternate universes in Final Fantasy 15. Because King Regis, yes, even though you're not supposed to do that because it defies the gods, he did that because he wanted to protect his son. That's why he kept going at it with the whole different timeline. But the only way it could end is if the Lucius Caelium bloodline ends. That's the only way Ardyn's able to rest. That's why Noctis was like, this time you can rest in peace. And that's why Noctis gave up his life. But this ain't about Noctis. But this is why Ardyn was evil. Because Ardyn was evil because it became evil. Again, betrayal of his brother. The people that he tried to save betrayed him. And 3,000 years of living this hellish kind of life for 3,000 years, knowing that he also failed to ascend, because he was the first. I think he's the first. Ardyn was the first Lucius Caelium. Ardyn was the first Lucius Caelium to fail the test, and understandably so. I mean, your brother betrayed you. The people you try to save betrayed you. And then you also the fact you gotta watch your brother succeed over you while rubbing it in your face that you got nothing because, Izunia was a piece of shit. I'm not gonna lie. Even though, yes, Izunia was trying to do things for the good of mankind, it's technically not the good of mankind when you ostracize your family, because that does put a bad mental state on your stability. So pretty much Ardyn became mentally unstable with all that stuff. The people he tried to save betrayed him. His brother betrayed him. And not only that, the only one he was ever close to was his mother, Eos. That's why him and Ifrit got along. Because if you don't know this, Ifrit's mother is the same mother for Izunia and Ardyn. And Ardyn, I know this is kind of taken back to Sephiroth, because how Sephiroth was close to Jenova, because he thought Jenova was his mother, But who's not to say don't use that trope again? I think Ardyn was a mama's boy. You know? I think that's why he personally kind of liked Rhavis a little bit, because he could feel a little bit of that. Because, you know, Rhavis hate Ardyn's guts. I think that Ardyn was also a mama's boy. So when he found out Eos was killed, the only person he pretty much felt close to, ended up betraying him. Of course. Not betraying him, but the person he was close to, the person he was close to died because the Astrals and his older brother killed Eos. Put her in the Piteos dungeon. You know. And Ardyn was close to his mother, Eos. So now, he's mad. He wants to get back at everybody. He wants to fuck everybody else up. I mean, I can't really blame him. A lot has happened to him before. I used to not like Ardyn. But now, looking at a deeper aspect of Ardyn's character, you can understand why he did what he did. Now, was it still right? No. The Star Scourge, starting wars between Niflheim and the Insomnia, killed so many civilians. So many people died. And the new Oracle, Luna Freya, died under his hands. Was it right? No. And yes, it was caused by jealousy. But at the same time, your brother betraying you, your family members betraying you, the people that you try to save betraying you, and 3,000 years of living that hell, of course you're gonna put bodies on the throne room and play with them. His mental stability's gone. Even before the Star Scourge, Ardyn has the mind of... and I know this is going to get offensive right here, but Ardyn has kind of the mindset of a school shooter. Because people that become school shooters aren't necessarily evil in the beginning. A lot of shit's happened to them. They feel betrayal, isolation, something happened to their mom. A lot of things happen to people like that. Evil is actually a learned behavior. That's why I say Ardyn has the mindset of a school shooter. Because some school shooters aren't doing shit over petty stuff. When they feel that isolation and betrayal by their family and people that they thought they were friends with, of course it's going to mess up your mind. And then 3,000 years of living that hell constantly, of course. And it's not to say that he couldn't become good friends with Idolus. Idolus never trusted him, and Ardyn knew that. So it's not like they were good friends and good buddies. So Ardyn would still continue his path of evil. Because Ardyn, before the Star Scourge, Ardyn's mental stability wasn't all that great. And at 3,000 years of living with that mental instability, and then the Star Scourge on top of that, so you have demons in you, why, you're going to become a monster. That's just going to happen. It's just like you put a kid inside of a lion's den. You put a kid inside of a lion's den, that kid's going to get eaten up by lions. Because that's what lions do. It's what they do. Ardyn being mentally unstable with the Star Scourge, that's why he did what he did. Now, that's my fan theory right here. So, may the crystal be with you. And that's my thoughts on the character Ardyn.